Time to get our feet wet and maybe do some good at the same time. TeamSeas, this time on solving. I've had this idea on my list for quite some time, and then Mr. Beast and Mark Rober came up with TeamSeas, so it seemed like a pretty good time to make this video. TeamSeas has one goal: remove 30 million pounds of garbage from our oceans. If you've heard anything about plastic pollution of the oceans, you'll know how scary it is and how it seems like there's nothing anyone can do. Well, removing 136,000 kilograms of plastic feels like a pretty good place to start. There's more info and how you can donate over at TeamSeas.org. It's a big challenge, especially as it's just me, Mr. Beast and Mark Rober.
It's not just you.
What's that?
Loads of YouTubers are doing this.
Loads of YouTubers are involved. Time to seize the day. Get it? I'll just get on with this. Here's my comp, and the first thing I'm going to do is make a new solid by going to Layer, New, Solid. I'm going to make it square, 2000 pixels by 2000. Hit enter and rename this layer to Water. Then go to Effect, Noise and Grain, Turbulent Noise. Set the type to Dynamic, invert it, set the contrast to 130 and the brightness to -20. And expand Transform and uncheck Uniform Scale. Set the height to 40. You can either keyframe the offset or holding Alt click on the stopwatch and in the expressions area type square brackets, time times 10, comma, time times -20, close square brackets, and keyframe the evolution or expressionize it to time times 200. Then add a tritone effect. With a dark blue midtone and a lighter shadow. And add another turbulent noise. Leave it on basic and set the evolution to time times 150. And set the blending mode to overlay. Finally, go to Effect, Color Correction, Tint. And set the amount to tint to 65%. This is a pretty good ocean preset. I think Andrew Kramer made the first version, but not all in one layer. So select all the effects and go to Animation, Save Animation Preset if you want to use it in future. In the timeline, make the solid a 3D layer. Hit R to expose the rotation properties and set X to 90. Go to Effect, Stylize, CC Reptile. This effect expands the layer, so set the right and left values to 3000 and the down value to 2000. That's our horizon. And the up value to 1200. Drag this effect above all the others so we don't have to deal with any joins. And now go to Effect, Generate, Circle. Set the radius to 2500 and the feather to 500. And then the blending mode to Stencil Alpha. This turns Circle into kind of a mask, as Reptile will be applied after the mask. By making a circle, we get an edgeless ocean. Now go to Layer, New, Camera. Duplicate this camera by selecting it and holding Ctrl and tapping D, then highlight both Camera 1 and the water layer. Right click and choose Precompose. Inside this new precomp, right click on the menu and choose Undock Panel. Then in both timelines, make sure the camera properties are exposed and link the precomp's camera to the main comp's camera. Or go to Video Copilot's website and install the 3D Precompose script, which does all of this for you. In the project panel, duplicate the water precomp. In the duplicated comp, turn off the color effects. We're going to use this as our displacement map. Back in the main comp, add the duplicated comp, set it at the bottom and turn it off. Now, On the original pre-comp, go to Effect, Stylize, CC Glass. Point the effect to our duplicated pre-comp, and up the displacement to 150. And in shading, up the specular to 100. In my recent pod race tutorial, I found a whole load of royalty-free sky textures, link in the description, and modified one, which I've included in the project download. Drag this into the comp, padlock it and turn it off. Then create a new solid, make it comp sized, place it below the water layer, and then go to Effect, Perspective, CC Environment, and point the effect to the sky texture. And then select our water layer, tap T to expose the opacity property, and set the opacity to 90%, so we get some fake reflection. And that's it! An almost 3D, spotless, clean ocean. Now jump onto TeamSeas.org and see if we can't make the real one match this fake one.